Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to our Monday night Zoom. My name is Harlequin Murray. I am your co-host this evening, as I usually am every Monday night. And I have the honor and privilege of welcoming everybody. If you're new here with us tonight, we're excited that you're here and look forward to getting to know you. But anyways, this Zoom is designed for everybody on Ellen Winn's team. We do have some other people that join us, and anybody is welcome to join us. But for those of you who are on Ellen's team, which I am as well, I'm personally sponsored by Ellen, and there's several people on here that are from my team. But anyways, just for those of you who don't know Ellen yet, just a little bit about her background. She grew up in Atlanta, Georgia area in a town called Dallas on her family's farm. So big, huge dairy and chicken farm. But anyways, when she got out of college or got out of school, she ended up going to work in restaurants and worked in that industry for many years. She worked her way up to being a district director and a training director for Domino's Pizza. And then she decided, you know what, I've had enough of corporate life. I'm going to go and work for myself. And she opened up her own pizza restaurant and actually had a couple of locations. So she's very familiar with what business owners go through because she's been there, done that, and has multiple t-shirts, I'm sure, to prove that. But then later on, she was introduced to network marketing, and that's actually how I met her about 18 years ago. She was the national training director for a network marketing company at that point in time, and she was also my upline in that particular company. But she has been with DAC for 5.5 years now, has worked her way up to area director, and is a fabulous team leader and is excellent at training everybody. And we are blessed to have her as our upline. But anyways, without further ado, Miss Ellen, can you take it away? Okay, it looks like she had to do something really quick. But anyways, are you there? You're you're muted, Ellen.
Yeah, I had to go fill my water bottle. I was taking a sip and I'm going, oh no, I've got an inch and a half left here. Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate that introduction and that walk down memory lane as we always go through. Guys, welcome. If this is the first time you've been on a team Zoom, we're so excited that you're here. We're so excited about what's going on in DAC. And whether you've been here a long time and you're just getting re-engaged or whether you're brand new, it doesn't matter. We're at a point in time where DAC is almost like a brand company from where we started. So if everybody can stay muted there, Harlequin, we got mute there. Then I'm not muted. Okay, I'm going to get us do like we always do, which is get us started into screen share mode, go through some information that I've already pre-planned for you. And then we're going to get into the Agent Resource Center and we're going to go through the tools that were just released today. But if you don't already have pen and paper, you probably want to grab that to be able to take some notes. And I see I don't have my slide to show where I want it to be. Give me a second to get that up. There we go. All right, all set? Yep. Looks good. Awesome. Okay, so a little brief history about DAC. Like I said, we're at a point where it's like DAC is a brand new company, but we're an 8-year-old Michigan-based company with a proven success record. We've been profitable every single year. David doesn't take money from the company. David Allen Rutz. Many people think that David Allen is our company owner. It's actually, his name is David Rutz. David Allen is his first and middle name. But because he's not taking a salary, he works through the compensation plan like you and I do. He's been able to reinvest all the money that's coming through DAC. So we've been profitable. We're really evolving into our second phase, poised for massive growth right now. We just launched a brand new service, new to us, 7-year-old company behind the service, and we're super excited about it. I know there's a lot of talk going on amongst our team, and we're getting some people from the outside taking a second look at DAC, and people that have been involved in DAC getting reactivated. So I'm telling you, it's an exciting time. And if you're serious about building this business, we're looking for self-starters, people who are motivated to have their own side business or full-time business inside the protection of David Allen Capital. DAC gives us all of the structure, the corporate structure that you would need. Even if you were franchising, you'd need that corporate structure with all the systems in place, all the tools in place, all the training in place. We have that inside of DAC without you having to pay a big startup fee. In fact, it's free to join, free for all the tools that we provide. We've got an app that's going to be launching here in the very near future. All of that provided to us free. The only thing we have to pay for is our own transportation and our own printing material, printing marketing that we want to do, but all the tools and support are provided for free. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself as a DAC affiliate or an agent. We call it, we say affiliates now because people that want to come in and only build the business on their own and just send out affiliate links, they can do that, and you can earn significant income by building your own personal client base. And you can earn personal client residuals. But if you really want to earn a massive income here, we encourage you to be an agency owner and build out a team where you can get paid off of a nationwide network of independent agents. So talking about building a team, I go into top recruiters for the week of December the 4th through December the 10th. We had a few that hit the 2 or more leaderboard. So for your name to be up here, you had to have at least 2 recruits. Many of us only had 1 recruit, so we didn't get name by name. But in first place, we had Eric Johnson. Congratulations, Eric. Good to see you at the top of the leaderboard with 5 new agents. Second place, we had a tie with DeAnthony Thomas and Mark Politti. Each had 4 new agents. Congratulations, DeAnthony and Mark. In fourth place, we had Katina Willis and Chris Bartalis tied with 3 new agent recruits. And just so you know, we have our number 1 recruiter at the top there, Eric Johnson. Katina and Chris are both on Eric's team. Okay. And in 6th place, we had Pam Warnock with 2 new recruits. So congratulations to Katina, Chris, and Pam. Way to go getting those new recruits started with DAC. All in all, this week the number of people that we're recruiting has slacked off from where we were last week. We had 23 agents that had 1 or more recruit for the week. So I think everybody's just kind of been regrouping with the launch of our new RX program. There's been more conversations about the RX program, but some people have been waiting on marketing materials. We're going to go through that tonight. So in building your DAC business, we have 2 different sides of the house. We have our business services, which is where DAC really started in the first place with business funding. That's our flagship and core program. But over the 8-year history, DAC went from business funding, added payment processing. We also added the employee retention tax credit, right? That's a huge, huge market for some really big bonuses. But then we launched our healthcare division, where we have our health share plans through Clearwater, and we have our flat rate pharmacy. So on the consumer side of the house, we have our flat rate pharmacy as our number 1 go-to. In fact, that's going to be our lead service for everything that we're doing right now. So when somebody looks at the business opportunity and they decide to get started as an agent with us, our standard coaching and training is going to be, go get 5 clients the first week in your business, go get 5 RX customers. Why are we doing this? Well, if we focus on something simple that every single person can do, you're going to see some massive growth in your business. And massive growth means massive business volume and massive number of clients coming on board, which means that people are going to stick around long enough to make money through other services like the business services, like the business funding, payment processing customers, the employee retention credit, also on our healthcare and our flat rate pharmacy. Those are available to groups. So we've got those listed on the business services side, because if you're talking to a large company, any size organization can sign up for our healthcare, and any size organization can add the RX plan. If it's less than 100 employees, they'll probably just go through your website and sign up. If it's more than 100 employees, then we have our group side of the house with the RX team that's going to be taking that. We're currently working on a group enrollment page with that. It's just not quite ready to go yet. So when that comes out, we will be doing training on that. And on our business funding, we also have our pay card, pay advance, where it's called earned wage access. And it is a term that allows employees to get advances on their pay. Our program gives them a free advance. All they pay is $2.95 one time for that early advance on their paycheck without paying any interest rates whatsoever. So back to the consumer services. Again, this is our lead, flat rate pharmacy, health share, and then we also have ID protection. So that's our consumer side of the house, and that's what we're really excited about. But the good thing about everything that we do is that there's no licensing required and there's no experience needed. We're going to teach you simple systems on how to gather clients and how to move through the compensation plan so that you can easily sit down and figure out a strategy to get to the income that you're looking to make here with your business, starting out part-time, potentially moving into a full-time opportunity. Every service that we offer is supported by industry experts who help onboard your customers. You simply refer those potential clients to your personalized website that is provided to you free by DAC. And again, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And my slides are probably going to go about 3 at one time. I just tried to forward it. There we go. Now, let's talk about, make sure I didn't go too many. Let's talk about real quickly on our compensation plan. As you start looking at the DAC comp plan, we have many complex layers and multiple ways for you to get paid, but it really boils down to this. We have 2 ways of getting paid. We have some services pay one-time bonuses that are paid through our bonus plan. And some of our services pay a recurring monthly residual. Our healthcare programs are all in that recurring monthly residual, but all of our services are going to contribute to the residual plan, which means you get paid over and over and over month after month for bringing the client on one time. Now, those layers in the comp plan are one-time bonuses, mainly our funding products, where that's where you can get big bonuses for business funding, lines of credit, and the employee retention credit. Then we have the residual income, which if you move through the comp plan by increasing your residual income, you're going to get qualified for car allowances, then potentially expense accounts, and then moving on up to where you have the ability to share in the entire revenue of the entire company. And at the very top level of the company, you can earn equity or earn ownership in DAC. But every bit of the comp plan starts with you building a personal client base. So you got to be a customer go-getter if you want to make money here. So I want to touch on a couple of different pages from the comp plan. David's been drawing circles on the whiteboard and doing our RV plan and everything, but I want to make sure that you understand how to read these 2 documents so that you know how to move through the comp plan. Okay. So I've pulled this from the Agent Resource Center and the compensation document. And the first part of this is referencing page 16, which is the value of our health care services. And that's going to be your health share plans and our flat fee pharmacy plans. Okay. And then we have the residual compensation document, which is page 9. So just some of the basics of you getting started and needing to go get 5 customers to mark out your first week and then 5 more the next week. We want you on track to get 5 customers your first week, 5 the next week, 5 the third week, and 5 the fourth week to at least get yourself to 200 points. And how is this going to work? Well, we're going to focus on 2 parts of this document. One is the qualifying volume. Okay. I want you to notice that the qualifying volume column and to the right of it, it has RR. That's the residual revenue. They're exactly the same at this on this particular page. In fact, all of our services right now are the same for the qualifying volume and the residual revenue. It could change at some point. That's why we have 2 columns in there, but our qualifying volume and residual revenue are the same. So we're going to focus on qualifying volume, because in the residual revenue chart here at the bottom, it says personal qualifying volume, personal QV. So we're going to look at the QV at the top and the QV needed here to move through these first few ranks in the comp plan. Okay. So right now, if you don't have any customers whatsoever, you're just an agent. You're just a number in the system as far as our calculations go. No, I know you're human, and we're glad that you're here, and we're glad that you're paying attention so that you can learn what you need to do to move forward. But as far as our system goes, you're an agent number, and you're not a qualified agent yet. To get to qualified agent, you need to have 50 personal points, personal qualifying volume, to get to that qualified agent status, where it makes you eligible to earn on 3 levels in your team. Right here, you don't need any team under you. You just need 50 points. How do you get there? Well, you can get there in any combination of ways. You could have one here at the top. We have Clear Share, whether it's an individual plan or a family plan. Every one of our Clear Share plans are worth 40 points, 40 residual revenue, 40 personal qualifying volume. Okay. And every one of our pharmacy plans, second line here in blue, third, fourth line in blue. The blue line is individual or family. The pharmacy plans are $10 personal qualifying or residual revenue value. Okay. Now, if somebody does an annual plan, you can see that the annual individual plan is 110 and the annual family plan is 110. We're just going to talk about the monthly program right now, because we're looking for that consistent monthly revenue growing. All right. So 50 points. We're talking 5 RX customers. 5 times 10 is 50 points. That would make you a qualified agent, right? To get to team trainer, you're going to need 100 personal points. And that's why we say go get 5 customers and then go get 5 more on the RX plan. The RX plan, I'll say this too. I was talking to Harlequin about RX versus the Clear Share plans. Here's the thing. The RX plan is a much faster sales cycle. Here's why. You ask the question, and the opening question of, hey, do you know anybody that's spending more than $20 a month on prescription drugs? Or if it's someone that you have a relationship with and they do take medications, you might make the question directed at them. Hey, are you guys spending more than 20? Or are you spending more than 20? Or are you guys spending more than $30 a month on prescription drugs? Depending on who it is as to whether you ask the question of them, or do you know anyone who is spending more than $20 or $30 a month, right? When you ask that question, it gets them looking, and most people, if they are spending more, they're going to go, well, yeah, we do. And I'll do the follow-up to that. Well, we're working with a pharmacy that is revolutionizing the pharmaceutical space. In fact, we have a flat fee where you can get unlimited generic drugs if they're on our formulary for free if you become a member, and that membership's only $19.95 a month. So that's why I ask about a $20 spend. And if people are spending much more than 20, they're going, well, I do. Well, I wonder if my medicine is covered. And then you get them to go over to your site, or you can look it up for them. And once they start that and start searching, and they realize that most of what they're taking is covered, it may take them a few days because they may have to go look up what they're spending. But the RX plan is really a relatively fast sale. People make their mind up and they go, hey, yeah, I need to get this. How do I get started? And they sign up. Once they've made their mind up, then they fill out the form. It goes active immediately. It goes active in your back office immediately. And that residual revenue and qualifying volume shows up immediately. Okay. So that's your fastest sales cycle of anything that we have outside of the ID Protect. And it also is an immediate sale and immediate show up in your back office and counts towards your qualifying volume. On the other side of this, with Health Share, when we're staying under the healthcare umbrella, Health Share is a longer sales cycle. You may run across someone who needs health insurance now. They're ready to sign up for the beginning of the next month, or here we are on December the 11th. If you ran across someone between now and December the 15th that was ready to sign up for our health share, they could go ahead and get started and backdate it to December the 1st on our health share plan, right? If they're mid-month and don't currently have coverage with someone else. Most people are, when you talk to them about healthcare, they're going to say, well, I'm already on coverage. I need to figure out how much notice I have to give to my other company so I can cancel and not have two plans that are overlapping and costing them to pay for two plans, right? So the health share cycle is a little bit slower sale. It's bigger volume, 40 versus 10. And so therefore it's more qualifying volume and more money for you commission wise. But again, it's a longer, slower sale. But this conversation with the RX plan is going to be a great door opener to talking about health insurance, because you may ask the question about the RX plan and they may say, yeah, we're spending a fortune on drugs and our health insurance sucks and all of this. It may open the whole can of worms for the conversation about healthcare, where you might bring them on for the RX plan immediately and then potentially get them on health share as well, or in place of just the RX plan. So that's going to be your best conversation starter. But to get to team trainer, you are going to need 100 personal points. And that's why we say get 5, get you to 50, get 5 more customers. Then you've got 10 times 10 is 100 points. And by now, if you've got 100 personal points in the RX plan, I guarantee you, unless you're not trying to let people know that there's an opportunity here, you're also going to have some other people that want to market this. Because you can tell when somebody's looking at it and they're going, man, this is pretty amazing. You say, yeah, are you interested in learning how you can get paid for sharing this with other people that you know, right? You're going to have a team. And if you have a team that produces 250 team volume, then that's going to promote you to team trainer. So David talks about in the RVP plan is to get your personal customers and then have a team that's doing the same. But guess what? You're not going to be here as a team leader, driving them with a whip and saying, get to work. You are going to be setting the example, going and getting customers. And if you're doing that and everybody's following the same system of getting started, going and getting 5 personal RX customers as their first goal, then we're all on the same path and we're all moving forward together. And those people in your team are probably going to produce more than 250 points pretty quickly. And as you continue moving on, when you get to 150 points, your team is growing with you. When you've got 1,000 points in your team, that makes you area trainer. When you've hit 200, notice all the way across here, 200 points is the max that you need to go through all the ranks in the comp plan. When you have 200 points or 20 RX customers, you're eligible to earn on 7 levels deep in your group, and your progression is getting closer and closer to earning car bonus. When you get to area director, $400 car bonus, regional director, $800, and then when you get to national director, you're at car bonus plus expense account. Now, I've got to put in a disclaimer here, and David talked about this today or maybe Friday when he was going through the comp plan. Harlequin always introduces me and says, I'm an area director in the comp plan. If you're looking at this, you guys are probably going, well, that's not very far. And when you're looking at the plan of getting to RVP, if you didn't hear David's explanation in this, I got to area director solely off of funding, okay? And funding in a team is inconsistent. Sometimes you have a lot of fundings coming in, sometimes you have a few coming in, and it's kind of up and down because it's not consistent like residual income is. But as we're building a residual base with customers that are paying a monthly subscription for the pharmacy and monthly subscription for healthcare, they're going to be steady and true customers that if you continue adding to your books, you should continue to see that number grow each and every month. You're going to have very little attrition because those are necessity services that people are paying for. But on the funding side, as I said, that volume, you may see some really big spikes in that volume, but then you may see some big valleys. So that's why I'm so excited, and why we say we're ready for our second phase of growth, and almost like starting a new company, because now we have that residual service with our healthcare and especially our RX program that's going to drive that steady residual income, and also providing a service that anybody and everybody can market. Not anybody and not everybody can market funding. Well, we say you can, but most people won't market funding because it requires a lot of conversations with business owners. This doesn't require a conversation with a business owner. You can talk to anybody about our healthcare program. So we want you to get the conversation started. Again, my opening line, hey, do you know anyone spending over $20 a month on prescription medication or prescription drugs? However you want to say it. If you're talking to a family, is it over $30? We're working with a nationwide pharmacy who wants to take the greed out of pharmaceuticals. David mentioned that today, and he said he's going to see if he can't get an interview with the owner of the pharmacy company, because that was one of the lines that he said as he was talking to an insurance company about why they even exist in the first place. That was really the catalyst that put him into this space, because he had been in the pharmaceutical industry for so long and saw that 20 to 30 years ago, a small portion of, in fact, I wrote that down. He said 20 to 30 years ago, about 2 to 3% of the medical expenses for insurance was on pharmaceutical drugs. Here we are 20 or 30 years later, and now 25 to 30% of the expense in the medical space is on pharmaceutical drugs. And the pricing for the wholesale pricing for the drugs themselves has not gone up drastically. It's the greed in the marketplace where these pharmacies have continued to mark up and mark up and mark up. And it's the end consumer like you and I that is really paying the price for it. We're paying the price for it not only out of our own pockets if we need that medicine, but it's also costing all of us a lot of money because of the cost of healthcare. So we can make a difference by getting on the streets and getting the word out about our RX program. So I want to go over, talking about get the conversation started, I want to go over to the Agent Resource Center and take you through the new brochures and stuff that were released today. I want to make sure that you guys see a couple of things in this and know how to edit. And I want to give you some pointers on it. I worked with those last night and they're just beautiful. We're going to go to the healthcare division and we're going to drop down to the flat fee RX. When you open that up, it's going to bring you to the flat fee RX overview, which is that little 16-minute video with Avery that I just love that video. I use it as a teaser when I'm talking to somebody. If I've piqued their interest about what we're doing as a whole, I say, listen, I'm going to send you a little bit of information. I want you to listen to the 16 minutes. It's the owner of the pharmacy's son really giving a detailed breakdown of the 5 different components of our pharmacy plan. I want you to listen to that so you can really get a true understanding of the value that we're offering for this $19.95 or $29.95 membership. It's the same benefit no matter whether it's an individual or family. It's just charging a little bit more for family because they've got more at risk with the amount of medications that are going to go out, right? That and then the full launch of it. And then we have our marketing material that was just released. These are amazing. How to customize these. This is what I want to go through. Okay. They added some additional things outside of what I sent out last night, which were 3 different pieces that were available in the Agent Resource Center. This has all been released where we have a flat fee RX flyer. This is an 8.5 by 11 flyer. Notice in the bottom right-hand corner, this has an image of a business card. So this flyer was specifically created to put in a business where you might have the flyer in a clear acrylic stand that has a little business card holder in the front. So the business cards would go where this is sitting here, and the business cards would have the imprinted information, and then you've got the bigger flyer in the background to get someone's attention rather than just a little small business card there on the counter. We've got the flat fee biz cards. Here's the one, this one at the top looks exactly like the one down on that flyer, or you could pick this one that doesn't have the welcome to the nation's first free pharmacy. And then the back of the card has more information. Then we have the connect cards. These are going to be a 5.5 by 3-inch card, I believe. Once you click on customize card, it shows you what the size is, but it shows here you've got 2 different front options, either this one or this one, and then this is the back of the card where it's going to give you more information. Then we have extra material. There is now a trifold brochure where you can print that out. I'm going to actually do that as an example because I haven't had an opportunity to open that one. So I'm going to open that one with you guys. And this flat fee RX poster, this one is going to be an 8.5 by 11, just like this, but instead of having the business card in the corner, it's going to be just more informational. I really like it because it has the medicine bottle with the pills laying out. So it really kind of gets your attention when you see that pill bottle there, where you can put your name and a QR code there. And this would be a flyer that you might put up in the event of just having a poster or something in a business. And then we have the flat fee RX flyer here. Again, this is an 8.5 by 11, more information, more of a breakdown. So depending on where you're wanting your information and who you're talking to, you got a variety of different tools to use. But I'm going to go ahead and click on customize trifold. Before I open that and go into Canva, I want to point out that every one of these have a how to customize video and how to use Canva. Okay. I'm going to take you through it. I already know how to use Canva, and it's going to redirect me to a Canva account that I believe I'm already logged into. If you're logging in for the first time, you'll want to go watch those videos on how to use Canva, but this will open in just a second.
Yeah, and Ellen, while you're opening that up, that is one that does not have your name and ID number on it or your phone number.
Okay. Well, it's got your website on it at least. So let's go in and do use template for new design. And I'll show you how to get around that too. I don't know why my internet is so slow all of a sudden. Slow opening. Okay, when you've got it open, if you're like me, you need things a little bit larger so you can read it. So this little slide bar down at the bottom, you can drag that across and it blows it up so you can really see what is on the flyer, right? This is a new member checklist. So this is more of a new member handout that they would be getting, showing that you put your member card in your wallet, download it to your phone, log into the member portal, review the list of free medications, notify your doctor of your new pharmacy program, determine if your medication is chronic or acute, and then go to your local pharmacy for acute medications or order your chronic medications for free home delivery. Okay, so this has where it's accepted, more details. And at the bottom here, you've got the DAC healthcare.com/RX. You would need to customize this by putting your ID number in here. Okay, same thing here. Got the ability to put that everywhere. You can put your phone number in, not the 800 number for the pharmacy. And email. You can do email since you've got the website there. In my case, or for you guys, okay, if you don't have a domain name, use the DAC healthcare link, but I really like using the domain name. So in my case, I bought the domain myfreemeds.info, and that'll be the domain that I use on my flyers instead of the long healthcare. But again, if you don't have a domain and you don't know how to forward and do all of that, then this one is fine. Okay, and my phone number here on my email, I'll put Ellen, work with Ellen. And let me say this too, just because it calls for one thing, those are examples on these flyers, okay? It may have, like here, it doesn't ask for your name. So let me do this. I'm going to drag these around. That's all you have to do is drag them and put them where you want them. Drag it, and instead of putting my email, I'm going to make this my name, okay? Made my name. And also, if you notice, while I've got it highlighted, I'm going to go up here and I can increase the font by going up to the top, just like you would in any other program where you can change the font size. Have it stand out, drag it around a little bit. Uh-oh, my cursor didn't want to. I'm gonna make that big there. Okay, we were talking earlier, one of these brochures does not have a spot for you to put a website in. So again, you need to really think about it and think of what your customer needs to see and what they need to have from you. Here's the thing, if it doesn't have a spot for your web address and it only has a QR code, there are going to be people that, I think I drug that, oh yeah, I drug the whole flyer down. There are going to be people that don't use smartphones. So you can also duplicate this. So I drug that one down and deleted it somewhere. So you can click the little duplicate and it creates another version of your website there. So you can have that. Okay. These QR codes, you can move them around. Or you can, if you got a box there that you don't want, you can click delete. So this is a template for you to use. Some of it is fixed information, but these little boxes for QR codes and so on are there for you to move and edit. That's where it's editable. Okay. Now I'm going to take my web address and we'll show you the QR code. So over here on the left, we've got QR code. What you do is go up and you type in the URL that you want the QR code to go to. Then you click generate code. It'll automatically generate it and it automatically puts it in the middle of the screen here. So to get that into one of these little white boxes that's already pre-populated for you to fit that QR code in, you want to just drag it down to where it sits there nicely. You can do duplicate. It'll create another one. Let's see if I can get that to rotate. I don't see my rotate bar. Maybe not. That's not a good example for me without playing with it. And I'm not going to waste your time on that. But I already deleted the other one. So I'm going to delete that just for speed of time. All right. So you see what I'm saying there on how you do that. And then once you get that created, go down here. I'm going to paste in my URL again. Once you get this created and you got it looking the way you want it to look, make sure you've scoured every inch of it. And before you get ready to print, you need to pull out your phone. And when you've created a QR code, you need to open up your camera and hold it up to the screen and let your camera read that QR code and make sure that it goes to your website. Okay. The worst mistake you could make is to have the QR code going to somebody else's website. Also, I'll remind you again that anytime you have a web page open, if you're wanting the QR code to go to a specific page of your website, always, always, always add your ID number to the end of that link before you create a QR code. Otherwise, it'll be going to the corporate page. Okay. So that's a good looking brochure. If I had this brochure where I wanted it, I would go to, let me get some things out of my way so I can see my whole screen. You would go to share. And when you have the share option, you want to go down to download. This is where you're going to do, if you're going to print it, you're going to go to download. And then it gives you options of, do you want it in PNG? Do you want it PDF? If you're going to do the flyers, you want to do PDF for print. That's going to be what you want to send to your local printer. or take it down to your local printer. And then if you only wanted one page of that, it gives you the page 1, page 2, click done, and then download, and you'll have the option to rename that file and download it to your computer. Okay. So that is that one. Let's go back over and look at one of these others real quick, and then I'll move on to questions. Let's go to the Connect cards. I did these earlier. And this is where I think it doesn't show you the place to put your website, but you need to add a website to it. Uh, 5.5 by 4.25 is the size of the Connect card. So use this template for new design. And then once you've opened Canva and you've edited one of these, then it's there in your Canva account again. So you can go back in and open it, and you've already going to have one of these saved. So here we are with the QR code. I'm going to go real quick to QR code, create a new one on this one. Still have my URL posted in there. There's that QR code popping in. Now, this would be a matter of, do I want this as the front of my card, or do I want this one? I like this one because I think people always attract attention. So I would probably use that one. I'm going to copy that and move it. Uh-oh, got to create a duplicate of it. There we go. There's my duplicate. Drag it down. I know for those of you that haven't done this, I make it look easy. And some of you that have done it 100 times are going, God, you're so slow, Ellen. All right. And here, visit our website. Here it has DAC healthcare already in there, where you can either add your ID, or if you have a domain name, use the domain. And I don't know why that did that. Maybe the background is not white. Let's see. No, it's showing up white. And I think I must have deleted it. I'll leave that blank. And then the back of the card, same thing, to save and go from there. Okay. All right. I think that was the end of my slides. It was. I did have one in here that I wanted to show you though. I'm going to pause share for a second. Maybe I accidentally deleted a slide. I must have. All right, so I'm going to stop share and come off. The slide I was looking for was a reminder of what our schedule is for this week. It's Monday night, so that means tomorrow is Tuesday, and that means that we have Jake from our healthcare team coming to talk about Health Share, answering any questions. He always does a great job of training session, and it's only about 30 minutes. So please show up for that. We need to show support for our training partners there, and show them that we're really interested in moving the numbers and moving the marker forward on this. So at this time, I want to open up and see if anybody has any questions or comments. If you're talking to customers and you're having struggles or pushback or anything, now's a great time to ask those questions and bring it to light so that we can discuss it. Okay. Harlequin, is there anything in the chat there while we're waiting on Henry? Cherry with her hand.
There is, but I want to point out for tomorrow's Zoom with Jake, he has nothing to do with the pharmacy program. So don't be asking questions about the pharmacy program on Tuesdays. He only does the healthcare plan or the health share plan.
Thanks, Harlequin. Two separate entities. They're both under our healthcare umbrella of services, but exactly right. Okay, let's go to Cherry. Hey there, how are you doing tonight?
Just a second, I have to let people unmute.
I had asked her to unmute. She's unmuted. We're not hearing you though. Do you have your mic, the correct mic selected? You ran into the same thing last week, I think. All right, muted, unmuted. We'll go to Jimmy and give you a chance to get that mic straightened out there. Hey, Jimmy, how are you doing tonight?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Could you go back to the slide with the the residual thing and the income and all that? The one that has the blue and the green. I I have a question in regards to that.
This one?
Uh, yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm looking at it on the top part there on the yep. Let's see what. But the third column down, third line down, DAC flat rate RX individual plan. So, and it shows 110. Did I understand you correctly? So, if we sell one of the flat fee plans and they pay for it annually, that's the um, uh, that's the point that we get 110 rather than 10, or am I
That's
not understand?
Yeah, no, that's correct. And that's a great question there. If you sell an annual plan, it's going to give you 110 qualifying volume points, residual revenue points, the month that they buy the plan. So if you sold it today, you're going to see 110 points show up in your back office, and it's going to count during the month of December. Next month, is that customer going to pay for an annual plan again? No.
No.
Okay. So next month, you won't see any volume from that customer. You won't see anything from that particular sale until 12 months out when they're ready for their renewal, if they want to renew after being a client for 12 months. That makes sense?
Yes. Now, as far as our commission, it would still be the same $10
Nope.
or
Nope.
no?
$10.
I'm
Okay.
sorry?
You don't get paid $10. Okay. The value of that plan that you sell is either $10, or on an annual plan, it's 110. But that's not what our actual commission is. That's money that the residual revenue is money that gets put into the compensation plan. But
Hmm.
as an independent agent, you get 20 to 50% of that, Jimmy. So if it's the $10 plan, 20 to 50% of $10 is $2, is 20%, all the way up to $5, which is 50% of 10.
All right,
Or
that's
if,
what I meant to say.
yeah, if it's the annual plan, then you're still going to make 20% minimum, which is $22, up to 50%, which would be $55, right? On the max, if you're at max end. And how do you get there? By having more personal customers. The more personal customers you have, you're kind of going up a stair step grade, increasing those bonuses that you get on top of 20% that take you up to the 50% level. When you get to 2,000 personal customers, you're at 50% residual revenue on all customers that show up for that month. So I was explaining this on the phone. I'll come off a screen share on that. Was that your only question on this?
Yeah, on this particular slide, yes.
Okay. All right. So I was explaining this on the phone with a new agent yesterday. And if you think about our compensation plan, it looks at it like this. The last day of the month, December the 31st, is the last day of this month. December the 31st at midnight, our system is going to take a snapshot of your business, my business, everybody's business individually. And whatever that snapshot is at the end of the month is what's going to dictate how we get paid residually on the 15th the following month, because the 15th of the following month is when we get our commissions for the production that was created during December. So if that snapshot on the 31st at midnight shows you ending up with 600 points, and let me go pull this chart up since we're talking about that. I'll go back to the compensation document and screen share that one and show you Again, my internet is slow and I don't know why. I'm certainly paying for much higher speed than I'm getting tonight. Aren't we all, right? Get to the right page. There we go. Okay. Back to screen share. Okay, so this page, which is page what of the comp plan? I don't know why that screen is small like that. Did I not blow that document out? Maybe I didn't. I think I'm opening it up in the window on its own. Give me a second so you guys can see. That's what I did. I didn't open it full screen. I'll go back to the right document here so you can see it all. There we go. All right, so we're going to go to the residual. Here we go. This is what dictates whether you paid at 20 or 50%, Jimmy. Okay. So again, back to my example of what our volume looks like on the very last minute of our business, that snapshot of your business. If you end the month with 600 in personal residual revenue points, personal qualifying volume, if you end your month personally with 600 points, that means that you're going to get 20%, which is your base commission, and you're going to earn a 10% commission. So when you get paid on the 15th, you're going to make 30% of your total personal customer volume on your personal customers. And if you have someone that you've enrolled, since you're in this 600 column here, you're going to match their income by 30%. And when I say their income, their personal commission, you don't earn that extra money on any bonuses that they've earned, but you would earn a 30% match on what your personally enrolled agents have done. So you having higher personal volume is what increases you from that 20% up to 50%. So let's say that you close out December with 600 points. Then by the end of January, you've added 400 customers. And let's say by the end of January, you've got 1,000 that you close out the month with. So your February the 15th check will pay you for your production in January. And it'll look and say, okay, Jimmy finished out with 1,000 personal residual revenue, personal qualifying volume. Now Jimmy's earned that extra 20% bonus right there. Now you earn 40% on all of the business for the month of January. So you may start out earning just 20% when you're here in the 0 up to 400 points. Till you get 400 points, you're at 20%. But the minute that you go over that and it crosses into another pay level the next month, you get paid on all of that business, even if it's the first customer that you got all the way back from the very beginning and you were making less on them on previous months. When you increase your pay because you've increased your personal residual revenue and you've bumped up your pay to that higher percentage, you get paid that on all of your customers. Okay.
Okay.
So
That's very good. I did not realize that. All right. Now, I have another question. I believe I heard that somebody can start with the monthly and then switch to the an annual. Is that correct?
it's correct. Yes. And the same thing, they can start with a individual plan and they can change to a family plan. All they need to do is call customer service with the RX team and let them know that they want to upgrade it. Because remember, we don't get paid any differently, whether they have a individual or family plan. We would get paid differently if it got upgraded to an annual plan. But they would do a full annual plan if they've already used 2 months just monthly plan and they did an annual plan. They're going to go ahead and pay for a full 12 months. And then you would get that full 110 residual revenue in the pay plan from when they paid for that 12 months forward for that 1 month. And then the next month, that 110 is not going to show up, right? Because it's an annual, you only see it once a year. on that instead of monthly like everybody else.
Okay, let me see if I understood you correctly. So let's say that somebody start on the monthly plan. That's the $10 the residual revenue, and then 2 months later they said, I want to go ahead and go with the annual plan. So they just call in, have it change to the annual plan, and then when they do that, you get how much in the residual revenue does that count towards your,
Yes.
thing?
Let's use months as an example. So let's say December, they signed up and they've got the monthly plan. $10 residual revenue. Let's say they continue the monthly plan another month in January. You've got $10 monthly residual revenue from them. But by the time February rolls around, before they're ready to bill again, they're going, hey, we've been on this 2 months. We're saving a lot of money. We're definitely going to keep it. Let's go ahead and get a free month, because when they do the annual plan with us, they pay for 11 months, but get 12 months of service. So they may upgrade to the annual plan in February. When they do, instead of you getting 10 points in February from that customer, you get 110 residual revenue points, which is what was showed on the comp chart a minute ago when you first started asking, right? You get 110 in February from that customer. And then March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, no revenue from that customer, because all of it went into February when they bought that annual plan. It got all in that 1 month, and then you won't see any more revenue from that customer until next February when they re-up their annual plan. Does that make sense?
Yes, perfectly clear. Yeah, because I was confused. I thought that if they have for 2 months before they go to the switch to the annual, then the first 2 months would be deducted from the 1/10. So the way you explain it makes a lot of sense. Okay, perfect.
It's gonna be a 12-month purchase. Whenever they upgrade, it's gonna be a 12-month purchase. One other thing on reaching out to customer service, and remember, that's gonna be through the RX team, not DAC support, okay? I had someone sign up today and they misspelled their name. So we were able to correct it on how it shows up in the DAC back office, but that customer would need to correct the spelling of their name for their membership with the RX team, support team over there.
Okay, I forgot one last thing. You mentioned about the training with Jake tomorrow. What time is that?
11:30 Eastern time. So guys, think about this. All of the daytime trainings that DAC has in place, Monday, 11:30, that's the RVP only call now. So if you're headed for our RVP and you're committed to getting those 5 customers and 5 more customers, then you're welcome to join us on what used to be the leadership call. Tuesdays, 11:30 Eastern time is healthcare. Wednesday, 11:30 Eastern time is funding training with Wade Cordell from Bank Breezy. And then Friday, we have our agent update at 11:30 Eastern time. So all of our corporate daytime Zooms are at 11:30 Eastern.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Thanks for the questions. I'm sure that there were other people that benefited from those questions. Appreciate it very much. All right, Ray, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hey, Ellen, how you doing?
Good, good.
Okay, so I don't know if you're able to answer this. I listened to Wade's call Wednesday, and he talked about the financial disclosure. Well, is that the same as I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. I just heard about this a few weeks ago. The Corporation Transparency Act that's starting in January 2024. Would that be the same?
Maybe.
Okay. I was wondering if it was because the corporate, not that I'm trying to get off of the topic, the Corporation Transparency Act is an act that they're doing in January for anyone that has a business that's under LLC. And there's a website to it. I was listening to a link of an attorney talking about it. So when he was talking about it, I was thinking about that, and I didn't know whether that was the same or not.
I don't think that applies to anything with our funding. Do you, Harlequin? Do you know what she's talking about? Sounds like a new regulatory thing.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with it, but I think what it's trying to do is to make sure that people don't go and set up an LLC and try and hide their names.
Yeah, that's
Which
correct.
that doesn't, okay, yeah, that doesn't necessarily impact us. That is one of the reasons why whenever they're doing a funding, especially if it's over a certain, usually over 100,000, they will ask for a copy of a tax return, because that's where they see who the official owner is. That's the person who's paying the taxes on the business and reporting it as income. But I don't think that specifically impacts us all that much. In
Yeah,
other words, I wouldn't worry about it.
yeah, it wouldn't. And here's the beauty of that, Ray. Thank you, Harlequin. Here's the beauty of it. All of that regulatory stuff and all of the licensing and all the rules and regulations, that's handled by our partner teams. If it's funding, our partners over at Bank Breezy are going to handle that, and they're going to be aware of it if it's something that applies to funding. If it's something that applies to insurance regulatory things, that's the things the Clearwater team is going to handle. If there's anything pharmaceutical related, that's our partners over at My Free Pharmacy are going to handle that. So the beauty of our whole business model is we just need to be good at having the basic conversation, piquing interest in customers that might be a good fit for our service, and we pass them off to the experts, and the experts will be able to handle that conversation following the guidelines, if there are any in particular for their particular industry. So keeps us in the clear as long as we're following the DAC rules on that. But good question.
Okay,
Thanks for
thank you.
asking. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks.
You bet. All right, Jimmy, you got your hand up again?
Yes, I just want to expound a little bit on the Corporate Transparency Act. The pretty much what you and Harlequin said is correct. It really does not affect us unless we have our own corporate entity, whether it's an LLC or something. Then, if our business entity was formed before 1/1/2024, we have until the end of the until December 31st, 2024, to report that to FinCEN, Financial Crime Enforcement Network. But for anybody who forms an entity starting next year, they have 90 days. And so basically that's the only way it would affect us is if we have our own business entity already, or if we are going to be opening up one next year. So pretty much that's about it. It's
Okay.
just a lot of paperwork as anything what the government has to do.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate that. And let's see. Ray, did you raise your hand again, or did we not lower it?
No, I didn't raise my hand. It might have been an
Okay.
accident.
Yeah, no, it's all good. All right. And I see over here about the customer facing video that's in the Agent Resource Center or RX. Is that right? Is that the comment that's in the chat there, Harlequin?
Yeah.
What was that comment about a video in the chat? I was just
They
glancing.
were just wondering how to access that 16-minute video to send it to somebody. And I think they figured it out, but I'm sure there's somebody else who has that question.
Well, in the Agent Resource Center, but you need to pull it down from the Vimeo channel so you can just send that one link. Unless it's a potential agent, and then you can send them this whole page where they've got access to the Agent Resource Center. But if you go to the Vimeo channel, vimeo.com/DAC agents, you'll see this, and you can download it from Vimeo for free. If you don't know how to download from Vimeo, just type in or Google how to download Vimeo video, and it'll come up. You may have to download a downloader to your Chrome extension. I know there is a Chrome extension specifically to download Vimeo videos. And if you have that, it'll automatically populate and let you download those to your computer. There's a video that I created from our website, and it's on my Vimeo channel. I'll show you where that is real quick. I did a screenshot of it, recorded it because I wanted a video that I could post on social media. And the only way to do that really is to have a video on your computer, downloaded to your computer that you can upload back to a social media post. And that's why I had done that. I created this, I edited it, and it is edited in a fashion that says, see link in description. I did that with you guys in mind so that y'all could use that video, post it on your own Facebook or wherever channels, and then be able to write a description about the video and put your link there. That video is here, and it's, if you go to, let me see, I'll do share. That link is, the link, the video number is vimeo.com/886720521. And it'll work without all that added stuff at the end. It'll pull it up.
Actually, Ellen, if you can copy that into the chat, then people can go and click on it and go
Yeah.
back to it later.
I have the downloader, so here all I would do is go to download and click on that download, and it gives you the ability to select what quality you want. I always go for the highest quality available. Click download, and then you get to download it wherever you can find it on your computer. Okay. But that one is off of the main page of your flat fee pharmacy. All right, and I'll go back to the chat there.
Okay. Well, you're looking to see if anybody sent you something directly. Somebody was asking if we have to have a paid Canva account in order to customize these resources. The answer is no.
It is free.
Yep. And then Sherry, the question that she was trying to ask, can we order our cards from Canva? If so, is it less expensive than anywhere else? And we
In order from Canva, I don't know about the pricing on that. I've not done that comparison.
think it's a little bit more expensive.
I'm in the need it now mode. So I've got a local printer. I've still been playing. I've got to get some stuff over to him first thing in the morning so he can have some flyers ready for me tomorrow night, because I have a meeting with the board of directors for a nonprofit tomorrow here locally that I'm going to present the RX card to. So I'm excited about that. And I was waiting to see what my assortment of options were on the flyers to decide what I wanted to print and take out to them. Jimmy's got his hand back up. Jimmy, you're full of questions tonight, buddy. What you got again?
Okay, regarding the video that you showed us now, that's something that we can share with the potential customers, correct?
Well, it's on your website. It's on your RX page website. But yes,
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I downloaded that and made it available for you guys to download if you just want to upload that one video, because it auto plays and it has text across the screen. So if somebody's scrolling through, the video is in motion on your page and can attract attention from that. And it's short, informative. It's a great little tool there to use on social media.
Okay, the follow-up to that, which you might have to ask David, because I know that they are in the process of building an app. Would it be, would the app, once it's done, have the thing where something like this video can be put in the app, and that way we can just send it to people through the app?
I am positive. I don't know if that one in particular, but the way apps work is you're sending out bits of information, and most of them are going to be little short video clips to have somebody watch a short video. And then when they watch that, you'll be able to see where they've clicked and what their next steps were and so on. So it's going to be loaded with lots of video information, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot of customer facing videos that we can send out as a teaser to get the client to want more or get them to go to your website and apply.
Okay, yeah, excellent. Yeah, I have quite a bit of experience using different apps for different things, so glad to hear that.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited too. And as David said today, we say it's an app, but it's really an online store that you can access through a website or through a mobile app. I have one very similar with my Legal Shield business. I know y'all have heard me talk about that before. And the app that we use has an online website I can open up there. Then I've got full screen visual of it and can watch training videos and so on there, or I can access the same information on my phone. So it's interchangeable. It's good stuff. All right. Any
Okay.
other questions, guys? We're
Yeah, we do have questions in the chat. Jesse Grady was asking, are you using a redirect for web links?
a redirect. Only thing
Yes.
I'm doing here is if I'm doing a domain name. And yes, you can use a domain name as a redirect for your website. You just want to make sure that you're not masking the domain. Masking means that it hides the name of the web address that it's actually pointed to, and it would keep your domain name. So for example, no, I won't give you that one because the website I just gave you a while ago, I actually built a little landing page and it stays at the top of the page until you click through to the DAC site. Let's say it's ellenswebsite.com. Okay. And if I mask that, you would go to ellenswebsite.com. And then when it goes over and opens up on the DAC healthcare site, it would still say ellenswebsite.com in the browser, right? That's what masking is. It continues your domain name in the browser, even when it opens up the page that it's redirected to. If you do masking, it will prevent your website from working the way it is supposed to. It will prevent the cookies from working properly. So if you're doing a redirect, just let it be a simple web address name that points to the DAC site, but do not mask the site.
Yeah. And Jesse also said he went to the local print shop and got a potential customer. So way to go, Jesse.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Any other questions or comments before we wrap up?
That was all that was in the chat tonight.
Awesome. Well, guys, we've just got a ton of information coming at us every day, and I don't want to keep you guys long on here, but I always want to make sure that we're here long enough to get your questions answered. Again, tomorrow is for Clearwater healthcare training only, not RX training. So keep those questions to another time. Go in, play with the tools, print them out, but most importantly, go have some conversations. If you've not already talked to your 5 closest friends or your 5 closest family members, what are you waiting on? They're not going to come to you and say, hey, are you doing that thing that David Allen Capital is marketing? Because they're not going to know about it if you don't tell them. So make sure that you're out here telling folks about what we have, just asking the question, and you're not selling. You're just informing. Like we always say, you're asking the question, hey, do you know anybody that's spending more than $20 a month on prescription drugs? If they do, say, great, I can probably help them save a lot of money, right? And then you get the conversation started. And if you just share your website, then they can go in and look it up. But I'm asking that question, and when I have someone whose interest is piqued, I'm typically sending them to the 16-minute video from Avery, where he does a full overview, really creates credibility on what we're doing. And then having them go look, if they're interested in the service themselves, they're looking at the formulary, or if they are interested in the business, now they've heard from the horse's mouth and know that this is a legitimate thing. This is so different. What we're doing is so different because most network marketing companies they usually create a pay plan, and then they go, okay, what are we going to market and what are we going to put into the pay plan to go make money? And then they go find a product, or they create a product, or they buy one from a distributor or something where it's a big price markup. We're working directly with a 7-year-old company that really has not had enough feet on the street marketing for them. And as David says, they're paying us instead of spending money on advertising and commercials and all of that that's necessary to build any business. So we're fortunate that we're here in the early stages of their growth as well to be the marketing arm for them. But it's up to us to really drive the numbers. If we want to be able to be the primary marketing company for them, we've got to put some numbers on the board in a big way. So y'all get behind this and let's push this baby forward and really start driving the numbers and start driving our recruiting numbers and just having more conversations. If you've had 5 conversations today, shoot for 10 conversations tomorrow and increase your activity. Because as you start increasing your activity, that means more seeds are planted. And as those seeds get planted, you got more people that it may not be a good fit for them, but they may hear someone a couple of days later talking about the cost of prescription drugs, and they'll go, oh, hey, wait a minute. I was just talking to my friend Harlequin the other day, and she mentioned something about that. You need to call her, and you'll have people connecting you if you're sharing what we do and just getting the word out about what we have to offer. So thank you all for being here tonight. I'm going to wrap up. Harlequin, did I leave anything out? All covered?
All covered.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, you guys are all awesome. We'll see you tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. daczoom.com with Jake Norman from Clearwater. Appreciate you. See you then. Have a good night.
Can we watch the replay?
Yes, I'll send it out in email.
Thank you, Ellen.
You bet. Thank you.